Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this evening edition of our training for our FBOs. This training is strictly meant for our forever business owners that are already in the business. So if you are not a forever business owner, this training this evening might not be ideal for you. It might not be ideal for you. So this training is strictly meant for forever business owners. That is those that have said yes to our business. This evening, we are going to cover a critical aspect of our business, which we strongly believe that every forever business owner needs to have the necessary skills that you need to ensure that your new recruits, ensure that the new people that you bring up into the business are set up for success. We want to ensure that as you sign people into the business, as people say yes into our business, we want you to know that you are a mentor to them. And as a mentor, you are wearing different caps. You are wearing different caps. You are wearing the cap of a teacher. You are wearing the cap of a trainer. You are wearing the cap of a leader. And you are as well wearing the cap of a coach. In as much as you wear these different caps, your job is simple: to need to teach your new recruits the skills that they require to be successful in the new business that they have said yes to. Such skills include and not limited to goal setting skills, time management skills, even something as little as telephone techniques, presentation skills, customer service skills. I want you to understand that a lot of people join our business without even having some business skills. So as a coach, it is your responsibility as well as mine to ensure that we put them through. We put them through. Some people that also join your business might have worked before, right? They might have worked before. They might have been in the workforce or even left the workforce for a while. So as they come in and embrace our business, they need to learn new skills. And as they learn these new skills, most importantly, they also need to learn new habits. They need to learn new habits. That is why it's important that as you sign people up, you need to make sure that you book them for a planning section. It is very, very important that you book them. As you sign people up, you book them for a planning section. This will help them learn new ways. It will help them change habits they have it before and prepare them for success in your business. So today, the next few hours, let's say 1 hour, let me not say few hours, in the next 1 hour, we are going to learn how your new recruits can be set up for success. How they can be set up for success. It's important you know this. So I want you to get your pen and paper ready. Your writing material should be before you because you are going to learn a lot this evening. Now, to lead us in today's training section, like I said, strictly meant for our forever business owners, is our own. In fact, our own. She is a Sapphire manager. And if you know her very, very well and know how she has built her business over time, she is a serial chairman bonus qualifier. She is a global rally qualifier since 2023. She is a member of the VIP group in the UK. She is a global business builder. She has her business in over 15 countries. I can tell you she has a very, very strong retail business. Never missed her 4 CCs in the past 26 years and never missed her leadership. She has already qualified. Okay, this is Rock the Boat. Okay, Rock the Boat 2017. She qualified for Rock the Boat 2017. And I also know that when it comes to open business in the UK, she is #1 in open business in the UK. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, let me see those fire emojis. Just click on those fire emojis before I welcome her. If you don't want her to come, don't click on those emojis. But if you want her to come, please let's give her some warm welcome as we welcome on stage our own. She's training in the UK, but we want her to train and trend in Nigeria. Is our own Mrs. Bukky Oluonye. Mrs. Oluonye, let's see you. Good evening, ma'am. Yes, good to see you.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate this. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. It's lovely to be here. I think, to be really honest, I love your introduction of a new FBO, what happens when they transition into our business, because it's not an easy, I would call it transformation. It's very daunting and it can be very scary. And I love the way Mr. Daniel put it together, you know, describing that move and the habits that have to be learned, and, you know, character change, attitude change, all those sorts of things. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing. My name is, as you said, Mrs. Bukky Oluonye. Just to put this in place, I actually said from 2003, I've been qualifying for the Global Rally. Not that I understood what it meant. You're going to hear a little bit about me and the business as it goes. But I just did what I was asked to do, and I just did it. And I think that's one of the characteristics that we're struggling with in this industry, because, you know, a lot of us are very, very intelligent people. And, you know, I always say to people, good evening, I always say to people that forever is for simpletons. When I say simpletons, it doesn't mean that you don't question things, but you must be willing to be led for a moment. And you know, when you're simple and you have no ego, it's always easier to be led. And that's what I found with myself. I don't know about you, but I'd like to help you think this way. Try not to overthink things. Just do as you're told. if you have an amazing sponsor who wants the better for themselves and so found you, and you merge together and you build an amazing empire. Don't overthink anything. Just come as you are and be willing and have an open mind to make things happen. So tonight I'm going to be taking you on a very interesting journey. I'll tell you a little bit about myself before I even go. Thank you, sir, for that introduction. I don't really like to say a lot about myself because, you know, it can be intimidating for some, and it can be maybe discouraging for some. Some might think, why has she been there 26 years and only a Sapphire manager? You will find out shortly. So for me, when I joined Forever not for money, not because I had money. I joined Forever for wellness. And so I didn't have a picture of what earnings could be like, but I had a picture of what wellness could be like. So my whole attention was on my health and to be well and to find other people who wanted to be well. So I wasn't really focusing on the marketing plan in that sense, but I was focusing and obedient to the 4CC, which was, and you would understand, what you need to earn an income. And I thought, well, if I'm going to be using the products, I need to find people who would buy so I can afford my products. So my retail business kicked off from the beginning. But I want to say to you that in this journey, in my journey, and you think about your journey as well, there have been tears, there's been fear, there's been discouragement, there's been laughter, there's been joy, there's been a bit of stagnation. But you know, something that has never changed is my consistency. Amongst and in the midst of all that emotions, I remained consistent. Sometimes very ashamed, because, you know, I'd look at my children and I'd think, did I make a right decision? I'm a psychologist by profession. Did I make a right decision to leave my field and come and do this? To take another profession? Those are the feelings that sometimes induced shame. But I was determined to make them proud. I was determined to make me proud. I was determined to make Forever proud. I was determined to make women proud. So I stuck in there. I fought the battle. I would fall, I would stand. Sometimes on one leg, sometimes I would sit, but I kept going. And what I want to share with you today is, no matter what happens, let us keep going. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. And you know, let me tell you something. What I found over years is, as you get older, you get a bit tired. And you know, 26 years ago, I never knew. I love to go out and I love to socialize. And I never knew that there'll be times I would look out the window and say, I'm not going anywhere today. And those are the times I thank God for Forever. That I don't have to seek employment, that I give employment to myself and I help other people give employment. And so tonight, I'm going to talk to you about how you can make your business as stable as you want it to be, as big as you want it to be, as tall as you want it to be, or as small as you want it to be. Forever is a buffet. It allows us to eat what we like, to pick what we like, to pick a big bowl and leave some things out. Forever allows that. And so remember, allow yourself to have a choice. Don't be bullied into a choice. Now, what was my why then? Remember, I said my health and other things attached onto it. Then I was able to put my daughters through school. I was able to support my husband. I was able to help a lot more people. I was able to build homes, believe it or not, for people in Nigeria from Forever. And then as time went by, my whys changed. Daughters finished from school. My health was stable. And that is the time that we miss it. Because remember, when we achieve something, we sit back. And I had a sitting back moment. And I had to revisit my why and ask myself, what else do you want? And then I realized that what I would love to see happen is young women. I started in my 40s. I'm 65 this year in September. And I remember that I thought when I first started, I had younger children. I needed more money. Things were not as difficult as this. So my why today is to help a lot of young women, because women, we own the home. We look after the children. We help the husband to do things, to help a lot more women to have more power, to be at home, to earn income, help their husbands still, but run their businesses from home. And again, to be a better person. Since I joined Forever, I can assure you, people who knew me years ago, even my children tell me, Mommy, you're amazing. You have changed. And I think sometimes my husband thinks he's married another wife, a better wife. So hold on to that one. So today I'm going to ask you to sit back, hold on, and listen. Today, again, I'm going to say you have a choice of listening to everything and going away, striking some things off that's not for me, but this is for me. Forever gives us options. Yes, we're not bosses. No, we're business partners, and we're looking for more people who want what we have. So please sit, hold tight, and let's go. So I'm going to be sharing the screen, and we're going to be having a look at the slides. And I have talked a little bit about that. I've talked a little bit about who I am, my journey in Forever. And, don't think that because we are here as leaders, as they call it, that we don't have our challenges. Every day comes with different challenges. But the beauty about Forever is it allows us, it makes us a stronger person by reading, by listening to audios, by attending trainings, to be able to follow through with the journey. I've talked about my why. I want you to take some time to look at your why. Why are you in Forever? That day, in those days, if you remember, we used to sign the forms. That was cool. I loved that. I used to have loads of forms. Mommy, I remember Mommy Oyemade and Daddy Oyemade would say, Bukky, how are you doing it? I said, Mommy, I just go and I tell them what they asked me to do. And I ask them if they want to do it. Let me tell you, a baby mind, a childlike mind is a winner mind. Because what I know slowed me down is I became too old for myself. What does that mean? It means that when you start to grow, you think you know. You stop doing the simple things. You start making things more complex, more confusing. You confuse yourself and you confuse your team. And I've experienced that. And Forever is just telling us, just do basic things. And those basic things are the things I'm going to share with you. But as I'm sharing, think about your why. Why did you sign that dotted line? If you're newer in the business, why did you complete that form? Why did you do that online application? What is it in your life, in your family? What is it in your future that you plan to see? What is your why? What is your why? Because let me tell you what the why does. The why actually holds you when everything else is crumbling around you. When the economy is bad, when the currency is bad, when the prices have been risen, when you don't have as many products. I remember when we started in Nigeria, when we had 17 products. And I remember I told my team, I said, don't worry. Every time what we have is what we're going to sell. So what does this do? What does this do? And your why is going to hold you when you start to feel discouraged, when fear creeps in, you have to ask yourself, am I frightened of doing, or am I frightened of being poor? Am I frightened of hard work now, or am I going to be working hard when I'm in my 60s? Those are the questions that your why allows you to address. And the moment you address that, I promise you, nothing can stop you. Because remember, the reason to do something is stronger than the how to do something. When you have a reason to do it, yes, when you have a reason to do it, the how just comes about. The reason pushes the how. The how doesn't push the reason. Now, definition of network marketing. Why did I put this here? And I'm going to give you a simple definition. My definition, your definition, you define it. And what is network marketing? Is where many people, very many people, are doing very little. So 1% of 100 people, rather than 100% of one person. Network marketing is in our homes. And I'll give you an example. I remember when many years ago, when my daughters actually they were young, they didn't like us walking through the aisle to go shopping. So on this particular day, I pleaded and I encouraged them. I said, let's all go. And I remember that every time after shopping, I'd be the one unpacking. They were young. So when we went shopping, everybody had their trolley. We picked, we were done in no time. Unlike us following each other in one trolley, they all had their trolleys. We picked the shopping. Please listen to this. This is network marketing. When we got back home, everybody together, we were in the kitchen. What used to take me about an hour and a half to unpack took us 20 minutes. And that 20 minutes was because we were even playing along the way. So think about your network marketing. Think about your home. Think about your team. What can take you years to achieve, you can achieve in weeks, as long as you have the right people around you. Network marketing is having the right people, not good people, the right people around you, doing the same thing, having a specific time to do it, agreeing that you all are going to do it and succeeding. Network marketing is many people putting heads together to do very little. And that's why we're here. We're network marketers doing very little, should be doing very little. And many of us think about that for a moment. So look at this, volunteer army. What does that mean? Now, what this means is every single person we have in our team as partners, they volunteered to be there. So we spoke to them. They chose that, yes, actually, what you're saying, I like it. I'll join you. That's what they are when they volunteer to do something. They're not people we can boss around. They're not people we can force around. They're not people we can say, why are you not working? Do you not want? No. They have decided, they volunteered to join. But they have a commitment. The commitment is another example. When people are recruited into the army, not when they are actually assigned in there, when they go in and say, I would like to. It's okay. You volunteer. Nobody called you. You went. They showed you and you said, yes, I like it. But there's a difference though. The difference is the moment you're recruited, there is then a code of conduct to follow. And that is where our team members fall in. And that is where they become liable for what they say. And that is where we become responsible to coach them and teach them and show them. The moment we all sign that form, we have said, yes, show me, teach me, help me, coach me, mentor me. What are the business opportunities here? And so that is the difference. So there is a volunteer army. And then when they have that uniform on, they then have to do what? Exercise at the same time. drilling at the same time. Practice good timing, practice eating right, discipline. Those are because they will then indoctrinate them into the army, but until they volunteer. So all our team members were volunteers until they signed the form. So I want you to also think about it. The moment you said yes, there's certain criteria that should be followed, i.e. using the product, i.e. sharing the product, i.e. sharing the business opportunity, i.e. teaching others to do the same. We're on the teaching others to do the same. And that is where we are now. So, what does your new team member want? This is important. And this is crucial because unless we know what they want, we can't give them what they want. And unless they get what they want, they can't succeed. And we can't succeed. So it is crucial to understand that that person, some people might say, I have people who only want £300 a month. Pushing them beyond that, they won't go. That's 4cc. There are people who say, well, I want £1,000 a month. It is for us to say, well, if you want £1,000 a month, these are things that you'd have to do to get £1,000 a month. But unless you know what they want, not what you want for them. And let me tell you, I have been in a position where I have wanted for people what they don't want. And that is the number one killer in our industry. We want them to have big cars. We want them to have big houses. We want them to dress well. We want them to just be cool. They might not want that. Some people might actually join you just to be social. But it is our duty to identify what they want. Because once we identify what they want, we will then identify their need goals, which is immediate, bills, and then their want goals, which is, it can wait. The need goals are, I need to pay my bills. Then you must ask them, how much is your bill? How long do you have? When do you want this to come about? How do you want this to come about? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to meet these immediate goals? I remember when we first started, and I think if Mrs. Eriko Napo is here, we used to go to Abuja because I used to live in Festa. And I remember every sale, I was in the market in the evening because that was my role. Yes, married. My husband took care of all the other bills, but my responsibility was to make sure that, well, I mean, he didn't say, but we were both young. And I thought I can't just sit there for him to do, thank you, Vicky. And I said, so we would go to Abuja market, we'll buy fresh fish, we buy this, because we had earned a needed income for the day. So it is crucial for you to know that. What is it you want now? What is it you want to see happen now? How much is that thing you want to see happen cost you? What is it going to do for you? It is crucial. And let them write it and let them put a cost to it. Before we go on to the want goals, they can wait wants. Those things that are not such emergency. The needed goals, you're looking between 6 months to 18 months. And some people are so desperate. My needed goals were met almost immediately because I was in desperate need for day-to-day feeding money. And there are so many people with us today, in the business today. In the UK, electricity has gone up 3 times. In Nigeria, food is so expensive. All over the world, people are screaming. People just want enough money right now to feed and pay the immediate bills and mortgages. So it is crucial for us, for you. You can even revisit your why. Now, what has kept me in this business? I'm asking you, what is it that I want to see happen? How do I want to see this happen? What is it I need? What is it my neighbor needs? It is crucial that we revisit those goals and revisit your why. Once they come, once come when you can eat and feed and pay your way through life. And once you can, don't put the want ahead of the need. Don't put the big, massive houses with swimming pool, the big Bentley. No. When I first started, my cars were just ridiculous. But I was grateful because it would get me from A to B. Sometimes it wouldn't start, and eventually it would start. But I needed certain things. I wasn't too bothered about the car. So it is crucial for us to differentiate between the need and the want. This is with a new person. Remember, we're talking about people who join. But of course, if you don't do yours, you would not be able to understand. Yes. So even as much as you're going to be thinking of that new person, think about yourself. What is it I need right now? What is it I want to see happen? How much money do I want to see happen right now? How much, what's going on? Okay, now I can't move, but how can I make my home more conducive, more enjoyable, more habitable? Rather than say, I want to move to Lekki, I want to move to maybe, I don't know, for me, Bishopsgate. No. What do I need now? Because remember, what you need now and you start to achieve actually is what attracts people to you. Because they're thinking, Bukky, is that a new, your home, is that a new table? Is that, I said, well, yes, so the business, I thank God, Bukky, yes, so I bought it in Waitrose. Waitrose is not cheap. Thank God for forever, So people are watching your growth. And growth is starting from need to want. Please, you can ask me questions, but because of time, I'm moving quite quickly. Then talk about the 4CC, the 4 case credits, because we understand that. It is the key that unlocks the potential and all company incentives. So don't start to tell them about the incentives when they don't even know what to do to get to the incentives. Remember, I said in 26 years, I had not missed 4CC once because I knew immediately I started to recruit. I knew that if I didn't make my 4CC, I wouldn't get all my bonuses at the end of the month. And I needed the money. And also, I needed the 4CC retail profit in my hand so that I could buy things that I needed before I got the bonus at the end of the month. So what am I saying here? The reason I didn't have little bits is I know people would take screenshots. And I had a conversation with Mr. Daniel and I said, no, I want people to write. I wrote, I'll show you my notes. I wrote all these things out because when you write and you read over, it makes more sense. Now, the 4 case credits is a currency all over the world. All over the world. So we don't use Naira, we don't use pounds, we don't use dollars. We use case credits, points. And those points is what unlocks every potential, every company incentive that will take us, the marketing plan that will take us to the next level. Now, committing to teaching and working with only those who do 4CC. This is important because if you encourage them and why they must do this, it is crucial. It is crucial that they know. So what do they need to do? They need to use the products. They need to share the benefits that they get. They need to share the opportunity. They need to talk to as many people. But let me advise you, as business owners, we must use as many products as we possibly can. As many. As business owners, we should not be using 5 products. We should be using the deodorant, the soaps, because it's your shop. And think about it this way. How can you have a shop and you don't use all your products and you expect me and my friends and other people to buy from you? It doesn't work, and it will not work like that. We should be our own first and best customer. And when I say non-4cc active team members are customers, yes, they are. And it doesn't mean you ignore them. They will phone you. They will ask questions. They might eventually become 4cc business owners. But those that are going to grow and reach their whys with you are those who are committed to do the 4K credits, to use the products, to share the products, to share the opportunity, and to teach others to do the same. So these are things that you need to put in your mind when you're sitting with someone. You can use these slides. You can say, okay, so now 4cc is what the company says we must do. So they know that they're not looking at travel. They're looking at what they need to do to get them to the travel, to get them to the global rally, to get them qualifying Eagle, to get them qualifying VIP, to get them from assistant supervisor to supervisor. They are looking at 4K credits. Unless they are 4K credit active, they would not qualify for the incentives. And it's almost like cheating someone out of an opportunity. So it's crucial. So let's have a look. Preferred method of marketing your product. So these are areas that you have to look at and ask them, how do you want to market this product? These are things that you must be honest with them and show them. And they're going to tell you, well, I'm a marketer. I know how to market. The first thing that we should encourage our team members to do, remember I told you, I'm going to do it very slowly and a way that you can read, write, and understand. The first thing that, and these are things that I do, is they must learn how to product launch. What is a product launch? It's you officially opening your shop in your house to your friends and family. Is you officially having a table with the products in your box. Actually, that is a product launch. The products that come in your box is you product launching. Say, look, I've just started this. It's an amazing opportunity. I use this, this, and this. And apparently, they said, if you do really well, you can get this, you can get this, you can get this. And I started doing this because it could be your health. And don't get me wrong, it could be that you need money. And you could say, somebody says, I could earn 300K a month. And so I bought into it. And they said, if I use the product and it's good and I like it, I share it and get more people to use the products and like it and share it, we can all become. And that is a product launch, sharing and launching the product. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in your home. You could have a product launch in a friend's house. You could have a product launch online, but you must product launch. It's like officially opening your business. It's like officially asking people to come and look at your shop. It's like officially having a shop opening. Most of us that are big girls and big boys in the business, we have ignored the simple and effective activity called product launch. Then you can have product talks. And I would say product talks are for people who maybe have had experience and benefits of a particular product. Always make sure that what you talk about is a product that you have used personally, and then product talk over it. Because then you're not being technical, you're not looking in a book, you're talking out of pure experience and testimony. And when you do that, you find that people are more attracted to you. And people are then asking you, so how long did you use it for? So how did it make you feel? And how often do you have to use it? Because you're not saying, you're not looking at a book and saying, forever is very good for this and forever is very good for that. No, you're actually looking and saying, when I started to use the aloe vera gel, I used to feel so tired. But within 3 weeks, I started to feel better. I started to feel not so tired. Or some people might say, when I started to use the aloe vera gel, I started to go to toilet much easier. Really? How long did that take? Not long ago, within like a week or 2 weeks, my system has settled and I was going regularly. Really? Okay, let me try. Because you have given a talk, product talk based on personal testimony. The mistake we're making is we're looking and reading stuff and we're sharing testimonies and people are struggling. People are struggling. People are struggling because they're not experiencing. Some people don't even know whether the aloe vera would work on them as FBOs. But because they read it in a book and somebody says it's good, they start to share it. Or a one-to-one. Now, these things I'm sharing with you, we want to know what is comfortable for each person. Because some people might say, I'm not too comfortable doing product talk yet. I'm a bit embarrassed. I'm shy. It's okay. But we can all do product launch because you have your box, you have your 10 products that you bought, you have your 6 products that you bought. Maybe you started as a preferred customer. You can share because they're your products. You can share those products, but it has to be based on personal recommendation. Please remember that. Or you could say, I don't know, in the UK, they say coffee morning. Something occurred to me. I said, you could say pepper soup evening. So you could maybe, you could say, let's go and have some pepper soup when you're sitting there, or, let's go and have a drink somewhere. When you're sitting there, bring out the products, show them. Guess what? I just wanted to show you these things. I'm so excited. I use this thing and look at what happened. Look at what change I've experienced. And then look and say, yeah, really? Yeah, okay, let me try. And there is a way that you pass a message when you are truly using it, that other person knows you're not lying. So now I've talked about coffee morning, pepper soup evening, mini product launches, product talks, maybe social media. I never used to do social media, but guess what? I don't even share anything fantastic. I just share my fruits. I share the aloe vera. And to be honest with you, I get people. I've actually signed on 3 people from that. Just watching me, it's like, Auntie, what is that you're drinking? And I've got about 7 customers from that because they know every morning I'm sharing, every day I'm sharing myself pouring it, I'm sharing myself drinking it. I'm saying, I don't even show my face anymore, but they know my hands. So you can do social media, but it has to be something that you do simple. It doesn't have to be anything. I used to think about social media, and I remember asking Mrs. Irene Kunakbo, I don't know about changing my clothes every day, running up and down. And then I thought to myself, no, do what's real to you. So today I'm saying to you, do what is real to you. As long as you drink your aloe, share it. Whatever product you use on a regular basis, share it. Or you could do weight management product launch. So you could decide that, okay, I'm size 18. I want to go to size 14. Follow that through. Take your before and after. Start to share it because it's real. Don't use somebody else's photo. Don't use somebody else's story. Be honest in what you're sharing, and you would be amazed in how people are going to join you. Or skincare. You could do skincare. But these have got to be honestly, if you're using the product, make a list of what you're using, make a list of the routine of how you're using it, and start and check yourself. Is there a change? There is a change. If anybody asks you, I use this, I use the soap, I use the aloe first, then I use the cream, then I use the day cream, then I use the night cream, then I use the sunscreen, and that's all I do. And I drink the aloe vera gel. Okay, I'll try it. Because they can see. People only buy what they see. Do you know, people never really buy what we tell them. Initially, the first buy might be what you say, but the subsequent buys would be what they see you transition into, metamorphose into, change into. And that is where we get stuck. So a lot of us sell initially, a lot of us recruit initially, but then we're stuck. We're the same that we were 3 years ago, looking the exact same way and wanting people to join us. So you must stick to using the products because people are buying us, what we're selling. And then referrals. These are things that you teach them. You teach them they must do product launches. They might not do product talks, but they must ask them. So what do you want to see happen? Some person might say, I really want to lose 2 dress sizes. Say, okay, let's work on that. Somebody who just joined the business, that's what she told me. She said, and you must give me 2 months. And I was praying those 2 months. And last week she signed on. And she's brought in 2 people because of that weight loss, that they can see. They see her. So it is important to make sure people buy what they see. People don't really buy what they hear. And that is why social media is so powerful today, because everybody is throwing all sorts of pictures on there and people are buying those pictures. Then they realize it's not true. But when people see you one-on-one, when you go and do a one-on-one and they look at you and they think, sometimes I'm doing a one-on-one, they're not listening, they're looking at me. And I think to myself, yes, I've got this one. Sometimes they don't look, they're like, okay, so how much money can I make? They don't really care how I look. And it doesn't bother me. I just show them that, you can make so much money. So again, people have preferences. Don't be stuck on your hair can be nice, your face can be glowy. No, and don't be stuck on you can have a big car and you can have a big house. Listen, let your ears do more work than your mouth. Put your ears to test. What are they saying? What do they want to see happen? What can I offer? What is on the buffet table? What can I show them? That is how you can build a business. Now, building a team, look at that. Who do you know list is crucial, is so important. Your who do you know list is so important. So you must get them to write names. I remember when I first started, it was 100 names and I sat. The way I was writing those 100 names, it was like my entire life depended on it. And it did. Because I was told if you write these 100 names and you can get them to buy and you can get most of them to buy, you start to make about 200 or 300 pounds a month. Boy, I needed that money. I was writing anybody's name and it was working. Because I was so desperate to make the money, the act became simple. So my why, the center, was what pushed me to write the names. Your why, their why is how you profile them. Who do you know? Your friends, your colleagues, your family, your relatives, everybody must be on your list. Your frenemies, your enemies, they must all be, because your enemy might have somebody who likes you. Everybody must be on your list because you never know. And it's not everybody on your list that you contact. They might have somebody who likes you. They might actually recommend somebody to you, but you must have a who do you know list. It is imperative that you do. So let us start to run our business simple. You can see that these are all simple steps. So I'm sure I'm hoping that I haven't disappointed some people thinking I was going to come with some magic wand. No, the business itself has ways for us to do this. Let us go back to the drawing board and then contact them. How do you want to contact them? Do you want to use the phone? Do you want to use texts? I love calling and I love voice messages because voice messages are new. I love calling. I love voice messages. I don't really text that much. Voicemail, that was many years ago. WhatsApp, I love that. And what I loved the most that I copied off Rex was face-to-face. And you're probably thinking, but how? Yes, during COVID, we did Zoom. But after COVID, remember, we all were out like fleas because we were sick of being locked in the house. And people love to feel, they love to see you, they love to smile, they love to touch. So it is so important that you meet people. And I remember something, I pray, Mr. Erukunako can remember this, when there was petrol shortage in Nigeria. And I remember I said to the team, now, guys, we can't get around. Let's go out into Festac. Let us make sure that we work in Festac. Why am I saying this to you? I'm saying wherever you live, you might be thinking, but I live in Ikeja and the people I know are in Ikoyi. You don't have to go there. Start from your area. Start to befriend people around you. Start your business from around you. Start to talk to your neighbors. Start to befriend and build relationships close to you so you can reduce transportation. That's what I do. So that you can cut cost. So that it's easier for you to access people. So that you're not stressed. I remember we were able to grow. We were always one step ahead. Before COVID, we were already using Zoom. So during COVID, we were Zooming on. Make sure that you build your business. You know, some people will say, you talk to them about the business, say, yes, it's true. Actually thinking about it, I know somebody in China and they're sitting in Festac. But there's so many people around us. Such people around you. Because you know what I have learned? Forever has helped me to learn to build beautiful relationships. Beautiful relationship. I had it in me though, because I have a friend that I'm seeing this coming week. We have been friends for 42 years. 42 years. I met another school friend of mine. I was 14 and she was 11. I met her last week, Thursday. Keep in touch with people. We have database. Go back to your database. Dig deep. Look in your database. Who is that person? Who is that person? Who is that person? Who is that person? Dig deep. Meet with them. Ask them about their life. Don't go straight into forever. So how are you? How are things? How are the children? Before, I was not brave to ask questions like, do you have children? Are you married? But you know, with forever, I'm a bit more confident. And I'll say, do you have children? Oh, wow. Are you married? Oh, that's interesting. And I'd have people say, well, yeah, I've been married twice. And I have no expression because it doesn't matter. Before, I'd be thinking, oh, I don't want to ask her in case she gets upset. No, how am I going to know about her if I don't know anything about her? So when you meet people, ask them about themselves. So how are you? So what are the things that you do? So what job do you do? So where do you fellowship? So what do you love doing? How often do you do this? Do you like watching movies? Maybe we can catch a movie sometime. Do you like going out? Maybe we can go out sometime. So what you're doing is right there and then, you're already building a friendship. It would be easy for us then when you're sitting down, you want to eat something, give them your hand sanitizer. This smells nice. I know it's some products that, I use them on a regular. I actually bought them so I can start to experience the goodness of them. Then they use the cream. This is nice. So yes, remember that thing I said I started that business? These are the products that come in the pack. So what you're doing, you're actually sharing products because you're getting to know them. That's profiling them. And then they decide, when you get to know them well, then you could say, would you like to try some of these products? I think they're lovely. Would you like to give them sachets? Don't give them full products. Things are so expensive. We used to give products in the UK, but as time went by, the samples became much more available. So when you meet them, share the before I even go there, ask them, when would you love for us to, would you like to try my products? They say yes. which ones? I often ask people, what would you want to see happen in your body so that you can try the right product? And they say, well, my joints. I say, okay, I've got something you can use. Let them try the product. Let them try the product. How you let them try, that is entirely up to you. Would you give them at a certain price? Would you share what you're drinking? It's entirely up to you. But let them, they must feel the product. They must smell the product. And the product launches are good so that they can buy these products. It's important, very important. And then it's important also, if you have a business launch, invite them to business launches, just like you're doing a product launch. But then let that evening be about the business. Just say, look, I would love for you to come and listen. And you know what I usually say to people? I usually say to people that I'd love you to come and just tell me if I've gone wrong. I remember one year when I was going for, I'm not sure what incentive it was I was going for. Every single person I told to come and listen to support me signed on. I didn't say come and join. I said, I need you to come and tell me if I was doing it right or wrong. But I knew I needed them in the business. And they were like, I didn't know Forever did that. I didn't know Forever did that. So we were able to become business partners. And then, so this is a cycle that you must follow. Then the business presentation, it is important for you and I as FBOs to be able to present our business simply and effectively. Because you know why? Some people were not, I had people in the past, they were not even willing to, when I was in Nigeria, they were not willing to go to the center. Bukky, I have not got that kind of time. I had to learn the business presentation quickly, very quickly, so that I could do it sitting there. And so they could make a decision right there. Not, oh, I'll come next week, then they can't come. Oh, I'll come 2 weeks and then they can't come. Oh, I'll come. Then you kind of get a bit embarrassed asking them. Learn the business presentation. Then present. Say, don't worry, I'll come. I'll come and sit in your, after we've had something to eat, I'll show you. And you'll be amazed how that would work. And then action. This is where we are. So once you've done the names, once you've contacted them, once you've shared a few products, once you've shown the business presentation, once they said, you know what, girl, brother, let's go. Then you start to check out what their goals are, what they want to see happen. And then you start to encourage them to attend trainings. You could do your own trainings. You could take them to the office, depending on where they're located. You could have Zoom trainings with them. But the speed to grow your business is essential. I always ask a question. Do you want to do this slowly and painfully, or quickly and painfully? The process is the same. What is different is the length of time of pain. So you have to decide painfully, quickly, painfully, slowly. And then let them have a diary. Let them put in the location of the meeting. There's a meeting in VI. There's a meeting online. Let them put the date from the day you are planning. Don't just sit and gist with them. Let them know there's a plan, there's a BP on this day, in this area, at this time. You are supposed to bring a guest. I would say bring a friend. Or there's an online. There's a training on products online or in person on this date. It is crucial that we let them know. Also ask them, is it part-time you're looking for or full-time? Depending on the income they want. If they want 500K, that's part-time. You tell them they need 2 to 5 contacts every day. New people that they talk to, or old people. If they want to earn over £1 million every month, over £1,000 in the UK every month, then they need to be talking to between 5 and 10 people. It is crucial that you do so. I hope I'm not going too slowly and I'm going to be finished soon. And then after you've shared that with them, you tell them the tools that they need. They need business cards. They need leaflets that they can give to somebody who they meet and they want to connect with. They need maybe cards from the company. They might have cards on the weight management product or skincare product, and they need samples. And it's also crucial to let them know that they need to read and they need to listen to audio and they need to attend meetings. We've talked about that before, but I didn't put the reading. Reading is essential. Now, why is reading essential? If you're here and you're not reading, do you know what reading does? Reading actually helps you to get more confident and to know that things are possible. It helps to retain stuff. It actually helps you to converse. I was actually saying to my husband and my family the other day, I said, you know, you don't have to understand or know what people are talking about. Just learn from them. And then I usually say to them that, guess what? You know, I read this book and this is, and everybody turns around and say, really? So what book is that? People are going on Amazon. People are Googling because I might not know what they're talking about. But guess what? They don't know what I have read either. And because I have read something, I'm bold enough to converse. Most of us, what stops us from conversing is because we don't know what to say. And trust me, that was me before. All I knew was my psychology work and forever. And so my daughters used to say, Mommy, everything is not about forever. You don't have to keep talking about forever to everybody. And I thought it's true, you know, but I don't know anything else. But when I started to intentionally read books, I would talk about things that I read in the book. I'll talk about attitudes. I'll talk about different things that I read about people. I'll talk about homes. I'll talk about cooking. I'll talk different things. And I realized that I had started to attract different kind of people. And they say, oh, really, do you love reading? I love reading, so maybe we should get together. And you're growing your network just by doing that and your net worth. Now, also, I beg your pardon, I saw this mistake, or forgive me. Always respectfully ask which mode of communication they would like. So don't let us force our team members. You must show up. You must, so they say we must all meet at Fulham, or we must. If they want to meet you on Zoom, let them. If they want to meet you as one-to-one, let them, and teach them to also do the same for their prospects. Because, you know, times are hard. Transportation is hard. Money to even get the transport sometimes is difficult. You can do WhatsApp calls. You can send them videos. You can call them and share your story. That guess what? This used to be me. And look at me today. And if you got before and after of yourself, share it with them. Say, come on Zoom. Let's do this together on Zoom. And make sure when you're doing meetings on Zoom, make sure if you're meeting somebody for the first time and you promise it'll be 10 minutes, make sure it's 10 minutes. Now, the second to the last slide, activity trackers. Now, listen, a lot of us do not write. Again, we have it in our head. But I remember when we were using this activity tracker, it was amazing. Because what it is who you've met, where you've met them, their telephone numbers, their date, what did you plan to do with them one-to-one? When did you want to do it? When did you invite them to a BP? And you know what this does? You actually can clip it together. I know some people say they're online people. You can do that online if you want. But I love paperwork because I love to flick through things. And you can see, so Joe Blogg said he would meet me. I met him on this day. Do you know, in the past when I wasn't using this, what had happened with me, I would forget some contacts altogether. And I remember them maybe 3 months down the line. But when I started to use my activity tracker, which means when you get home, you put down, I met this person. This is what we talked about. I'm going to contact them. We're going to have a one-to-one. I'm going to send them a video. I'm going to send them a WhatsApp. I'm going to send them my testimony. You then have a catalog of your contacts. You then know who to contact, who you have contact. You then know what has happened. Some people might say, no, I'm not interested in the products, in the business, but I'd like to try your products. No, it's not a problem. But you can see clearly what has happened here. You can see names. You can see what you have done, one-to-one, BPs. You can see all those things. So you have a collection. And some people might say, well, can you contact me in about 2 months? Put it in the corner and keep looking through it. Keep looking through it. Don't just keep looking and hunting for people. No, we're fishers. Find the right people, not good people. What is a good person? The right person is that person who loves what you're doing, who wants to do exactly what you're doing, maybe even better. But find the right person and document what they're doing and make sure you use your diary. And then the 7-day plan. I used to love doing this because what this does, it actually shows you what you would do so Sunday was my 7-day plan day. You would see I used was. I went back to my diary. But since, it's so funny. When I looked at this, I looked at all my connects on my 7-day plan. And I said to myself, Bukky, things happened a lot for you when you were doing your 7-day plan, written out like this. I have a diary. I'll show it to you. It's all in my diary. But this paper is so easy because you can flick through it. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you might not work Saturday and Sunday. But look, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And look, what are they going to do? Call them. All the things that you need to do. Then retail activity, put them in the corner. There was a time we were doing this religiously. If the team members are here, they would say true. Then business and follow-up, put it down. Training and event, so that you, me, our team members were on the same page. When you call me, say for instance, Mr. Daniel, thank you, Sister Darlene. Say for instance, Mr. Darlene is my upline, and Mr. Daniel says, Mrs. Oluonye, please, I need to see you in the office now, and please bring all your paperwork. I would just carry my paper and he'll say, so what have you done in the last 4 weeks? I would flick through. In the last 4 weeks, I spoke to. In the last 4 weeks, I spoke to. In the last 4 weeks, 2 people joined me. You have records. This is what we're not doing. And I promise you, when we were doing this religiously, we were growing like wildfire. And I plead with all of us, including me. Let us go back to basics. Look at book online. Let me expand this. Book online skincare launch and invite guests. So this is retail activity. Then look at business building follow-up. Add 100 names. Confirm Mary wants to come to. So you have things that you're not just phoning them anyhow and just on the phone, just making a whole heap of notes. You check your paper, you call them, you check your paper, you call them, and you would find that there's peace. Now, training, events, essential readings, webinar, register for on. So check the back office, see when the trainings are on, then read 2 chapters of your current book. Make sure you are on point and teach them to be on point. I said, if you follow these steps and teach one person and then the other teach another, we will build 15 to 20 levels deep. Do you know something? When everybody is doing the same thing, do you know that there's peace, there's growth, and there's financial strength? Depth in our business signifies unwavering wealth. Because when there's depth, when I can talk to the 20th person in my business and they're still going strong, imagine the strength of your wealth, your bank account. When it is you're bringing people in, the front lines, your daily needs are met. So we need to understand the difference. We must not squabble in our business and say, I'm not talking to that one. No. Peace and strength, depth becomes wealth. It is crucial that we go dig deep into our businesses. And I said, There are several people who are struggling to make ends meet. Master the simple way of planning your business and watch your business transform to a healthy, high income manager business. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you've learned a little bit this evening. And yes, you can ask questions if you've got questions to ask. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. My book is here. I have written a lot. I can't even. I have like 4 or 5 pages here. A lot. I have like 4 or 5 pages here. Sorry, it's echoing. I have 3 systems. I'm trying to make sure that that I get everything. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. We really love the details that we got this evening. I strongly believe that the over 125 people that are connected got something. Please, if you have any question, this is a training. This is a training strictly meant to help us hone our skills. If you have any training, just put it, any question, just put it on the training, on the question and answer chat so that we can take the questions. If you have any question, just put it either on the chat or the question and answer section so that we can take questions.
Okay, please, can you put the last slide? The last slide. Okay. Can I do that, sir? I don't know.
Yes, you're still the one.
Okay, the last slide. Thank you. You're very welcome. So let me go back. And I need to share with you all that I was so frightened of sharing. I said to Mr. Daniel, I said, I don't do slides, but I thought about myself and I said, you know what, Bukky, come on, you've got to grow a little bit and you can. And I asked my daughter nicely, I said, you need to show me this. I said, because, I cannot carry on not knowing this or not wanting to do it. And guess what? I'm actually sharing the slides by myself. So I'm really excited. And this is another thing. I hope this is okay with the slides that you've got. Yeah, I hope this is good. I hope you've all got this. Yeah, excellent stuff. And this is forever. This is what forever has done for me. I've been able to say, of course I can do this. Of course I can. Of course I will. And this is what I want us all to do tonight. Mr. Daniel knows, I said, Kelechi, you're going to have to share my slides. And I kept conversing with Kelechi all day, saying, Ma, there's no NEPA. And I thought, you know what, Bukky, come on. You can do this. And I'm glad. And I promise you, as an FBO, anything, fantastic. Okay, let me go and check if there are questions. There's no questions. You can ask, I don't know how you want to ask those questions, but I just want to say to you that, don't be scared. Forever is not a death sentence. Forever is an amazing opportunity that will make you. Remember I said, and I hope people giggled, my husband thinks he's married to a different wife because I have totally improved in my ways. My responses, my conversation, my patience, the way I run the home, the way I run my life. Forever is not just about money. It's a complete package. You become the best version of yourself. That's what you become. And Jim Rohn said something. Jim Rohn said, work harder on yourself than you work on your job. And the working harder on yourself is reading, improving yourself. And I'm actually doing better now than when I knew a lot because my mind is growing. As a 64-plus-year-old woman, I marvel at things I can do. Many things I couldn't do and I refused to do them. But today I'm doing my best. And I want to say you can do it too. Remember, your team member is that person that you help so you can get what you want. I think there's some, I can see some. Okay, how can one retrieve the old team that were vibrant but were discouraged because of, okay, political crash? Okay, no problem. You see, let me answer that question. How can I recapture back my confidence? Okay, confidence in that. Okay, so let me tell you a story let me start with confidence. So you see, my hair is all gray. All my hair is all gray, as you can see. So one day I looked in the mirror and I was devastated. I don't know how I didn't see. And I said to my daughters, my God, I'm old. I said, my hair is gray. I'm old. Nobody's going to want to sign on with me. Nobody's going to want to work with me. They're going to say she's too old. And that voice said, oh, you have wisdom. Send wisdom. And then I started to read. So I promise you, confidence comes from reading. Read books. Confidence comes, and that's how I gained. There is a medicine that comes from it's not explainable, but it gives you energy depending on what kind of confidence that you've lost. Again, in 2021, I had a little bit of a downtime as well. But what kept me going was socializing with the right people. Be at the meetings. There's a saying that we say here in the UK. It says, if you're doing well, the meeting needs you. If you're not doing well, you need the meeting. So either way, you must be at meetings. Mix with people, the right people, and be honest. Find out, why have you lost confidence? Might it be something that happened in your life? Might it be a problem that you're going through? Might it be finances? I tell you, I've been through so much. But your why. Remember your why. I always say, Bukky, you can't afford to be poor. You can't afford to not have. You can't afford to, you can't. And that propels me. So I pray that you're able to look back. Adeneko, Mr. or Mrs. Adeneko, I don't want to be rude and call your name. I pray that you look back at your why. In my language, they say, if you don't eat yam because of oil, you will eat oil because of yam. Look at what it is. I used to say to people, I hated my life. People used to talk to me anyhow. I was in debt. I was ashamed of my life. When forever came my way, I said, no matter what. My skin was bad. I had no hair because eczema chewed it all off, but I kept going. My dear, please go back to your why. Look, do you like where you are? If you don't like where you are, let it give you confidence to propel you forward. I hope that has answered your question. I hated my life, but forever has allowed me to love myself again. Now, you talked about how can you retrieve old team members who are discouraged. Okay, do you know what I did? When I realized that I had done certain things wrong, some of the old team members are here. And I called a meeting and I said, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't understand. I didn't know. There's certain things I didn't understand myself. Is there anything that I did or we experienced that upset you? Okay, I have answers. This is how Forever actually says we must run the business. And people can tell you that I did go to them and I did tell them that I'm sorry, I didn't understand. You cannot retrieve something unless you have an explanation on why it disintegrated in the first instance. And a lot of us lost team members because of lack of understanding. Because of lack of understanding network marketing. Because of lack of honesty. Let them know exactly what they're in for. Let their why, let it be important to them. Ask them what their why is. Say, are you still willing to try again? After all, when people fall, they don't stay down, they get up. Yes, I have fallen. My business has crashed many times. I had reasons to be discouraged, but I said I will not be discouraged. I will keep going. I remember some years, about 6-7 years ago, my business crashed. The one person who I thought I was going to sign on and I was excited about her joining, she became my daughter. I was now nursing her and her children, and I used to cry every day. I say, but God, this is not what I signed on for. I already have my own blood children. But she became my daughter, and today she's an assistant manager. Patience, ability to give, ability to endure pain will grow your business, and honesty. Go back to them. Tell them it is different now. Forever is different. Yes, the prices are high. Yes, there are people selling. People come to me and say, oh, I saw the aloe vera gel cheap in Peckham. I said, it's okay. It's probably expired. I said, but I can service you better anyway. You'll have a premium service, me working with you. Always have an answer. For those who are buying online, do they know the person? Do they know the duration of the product? Tell them you will give them premium service. You will deliver on time. You will be there to answer questions. This is how I sell myself, and you'll be amazed. I hope that has answered your question. So when you get contacts, how do you contact them to your business? I get contacts, but don't know when and how to chip into the business. Okay, so when I get contacts, when I go out, as soon as I get back home, I message them. Thank you so much for giving me your number. Thank you so very much. Thank you. No, I always say thank you for trusting me with your details. And I promise, before I leave them, I always say, I promise I will not abuse this relationship. And I always don't. I always say that. And then when I get home, I say, thank you for giving me your contact. And I will say, I'll be in touch on a particular day, it might be Tuesday. And then I contact them on Tuesday and say, remember, we met so and so, and I promised that I was going to be in touch. Is it a good time to talk? They'll say yes. And I'll call her and say, oh, thank you so much. It was so lovely meeting you. And would you be open to us having a coffee? I never, ever, ever discuss the business over the phone. Never. I've never done it. Never. I always meet with them. And if I can't meet with them, I meet on Zoom. But honestly, I always meet with them in person because I want to feel them. I want them to see me. I want them to see whether they like me. And then when we meet, I always take a little sample to them and say, remember, I told you that I was in the health and wellness industry. I thought you might love the lip balm, or maybe, I don't know, anything you like, you can afford. And then we take it from there. And then I would say to them, would it be all right for me? Do you promise you'd use this? I said, no, do you promise me you'd use this? They said, yeah. I said, okay, so when should I call you to see how you feel? And then I'd call them. And then we build on from there. Some people might say, oh, I didn't like this cream. I said, oh, we have another, we can meet again. And it can go on for 2 months. But the beauty, remember I said you must have about 20, I didn't say that, I forgot, but you must have about 20 live contacts at one time. Because when you have about 20 live contacts, it means that you are never hounding one particular person. I remember when we first started, we can use phone call to destroy somebody's life. You know, when you want to kill someone, we FBOs, we can kill someone with phone call. Hello, how are you? So are you coming to the meeting? No. Okay, never. Hello, how are you? We have another. No. I used to be one of those people, but I learned that that's not the way. So I will go gradually, give them a sample, contact them, then I'll go to somebody, then I'll go back to them, then I'll go to somebody. So you have so many contacts at once so that you're not zoning in on one person and destroying the relationship. I hope that's answered your question. Are there any more questions? How can I? Yes, I hope I've answered all the questions. Yes. Are there any more questions? I think I've answered. Sister Malami, I think I've answered. Yes. Okay. And contact. Yeah, 20 live contacts at a time. Yes. Contact, but don't know. Yes. So gradually is how you open them up. And again, when you have contacts like that, product launches are good. You can go into an eatery, have a little product launch. We used to do that in those eateries in Festac. Go into an eatery and they'll give you a small space. And if at least maybe 4 of you are eating rice and so on, you can do a quick demo there. You don't have to do it in your house. We used to do that. And before you know it, they'll sell the products. And you say, there's a business opportunity, but try the products anyway and see. Try the products and see how you get on. Then I'll tell you about the business opportunity. And some people, already, they're asking, so how much can you earn? That's a business opportunity individual. Some people might say, oh, my back is always hurting. That's a product opportunity person. You must ask them what they want. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you so much, Mama. I think you've answered all the questions. By my time is 8:30 here. I know it's 7:30 your time. And we've spent 1.5 hours. Another amazing Saturday of trying to equip our business owners with the necessary skills we need at a time like this. Tomorrow, we are going to have the business opportunity meeting by 7 p.m. Tomorrow is meant for us to invite our guests. Invite all your prospects tomorrow so that we can have a business opportunity meeting with them. That's the people you strongly believe you cannot talk to. So invite them tomorrow. We'll start exactly by 7 p.m. 7 p.m. our time. Because I know we have people from other countries that are connected. So once again, I want to welcome everybody that's connected from other parts of Africa. You're welcome to our training and beyond Africa. If I say just Africa, it will be as if we have other people that connected from other parts of the world. So you're welcome to our trainings. Having said that, next Saturday, it's Holy Saturday. It's Holy Saturday. Though we fixed the training already. We fixed the training and we fixed the training. I'm thinking about shifting it, or I think we will have it. We'll have it. I don't think Holy Saturday will not stop us from having a 1-hour training. So next Saturday, we are going to have the country sales manager for South Africa, Oluonye, join us. She's going to train us on how to grow in a VUCA economy. So just try as much as possible to make sure that you are part of the trainings next week. And the upper week, we are going to have Raul Angelo join us. I'm trying to bring everybody I can bring. We're going to have Raul join us the upper Saturday. All these trainings are fixed already. So once again, on behalf of all of us in Forever Living Product Nigeria, I want to thank you in a very special way, because you're always, you're ever ready. Anytime we call you, you're there to help us. We really, really appreciate everything that you are doing for us here in Nigeria. And we strongly, strongly believe that these trainings are people who put it to good use, so that they can as well transfer that skill to their new team members. The whole essence is for us to be able to transfer this to our new recruits, so that they can also in turn transfer it to the people that they are introducing into the business. We really, really want to say thank you very, 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 very much.
Thank you very much.
So if your hands are not too busy, I'm not seeing the emojis. You guys are just, I'm not seeing the emojis. You guys are not thanking Auntie Bukky on our behalf.
They are. Yeah, they're all going like that. I can see the little hands going and the hearts going. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so we'll meet again tomorrow. I want to wish all of us the best of the evening. Thank you so much for joining our meeting, our training this evening. So, like we always say, if it doesn't make you smile, change it. Good
Good
night
night,
and
everybody.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
sir. God bless you, sir.